Showtime! The Capital G show starts right now.
What's up YouTube, Capital G here. So more confirmed reprints and legendary collection 5Ds. Two of them really more interesting than the other ones. I mean, I like Sylvan, Cherub Sprout, but I think it was only like a super rare, and the card is really not that expensive no matter what rarity it is. The two that are more interesting are Glow Up Bulb and Goyo Guardian. I think Goyo Guardian is a card that most people were just like, okay, it needs to be in here because you look back at the Duelist Genesis, for those of you guys who weren't playing back then, when Synchros first basically launched, and Stardust Dragon and Goyo, like, they had immediate huge impacts in the game. Gladiator Beasts were pretty much dominating back then. Stardust Dragon could take advantage of that matchup, and then Goyo was just a card where if you made Stardust unprotected, or even like Thought Ruler Archfiend, Goyo would just run shit over, snatch steal it. It would take Stratos and all types of good stuff. So even out of all the Synchros that initially came out, Goyo was probably the most impactful alongside Stardust. So it didn't really make sense if you were going to have a 5Ds collection of all the greatest Synchros that you announce a Quasar and a Black Rose, cards that haven't been reprinted in years, and leave Goyo out, especially considering, you know, it was unbanned, I believe, what, like a year ago or something like that? No, it was more recent than that. I believe it was the last ban list. And then Glow Up Bulb. This one, I could almost make a conspiracy theory about this. Like, I don't know if they unbanned Glow Up Bulb because they didn't think that it was a broken card anymore, or if they unbanned it because they wanted to sell more product. Like, it doesn't, I'm a little, I don't know where to be on the fence with this, because if you say that they unbanned it to sell more product, then, I mean, couldn't you argue that Dark Strike Fighter should have been unbanned as well? Because, like, I don't understand why Dark Strike Fighter, after the errata that you can't use your battle phase and it can only be used in like main phase 1, why that card is still banned. Or you could even make the argument for Trishula as well, saying that, you know, if it was really all about the love of money, then why didn't they unban Trishula like in the OCG and then put Trishula in here as well? Regardless of Trishula's unbanning or still being banned, I still think Trishula is going to be in here. But I think it's excellent that these two cards are in here because, you know, Yang Zing and Shadows are both decks that can synchro like heavily, and especially I would say Shadows even more so now, not just because of Falco, but I mean, I would imagine that a lot of Shadow players are probably going to splash in Glow Up Bulb. There's been a lot more plant variants running around, and Glow Up Bulb was about a $25 to $30 card when the ban list was first announced. I think, you know what, I can't go hindsight and I can't go revisionist history and say that I would have sold it, because $25 is right about that price where I would have held on to mine, because it came out of a set where reprints just really weren't a thing, Star Strike Blast, and it was, I see it being a card that's impactful enough to make you hold on to it in case you ever want to play those decks. So obviously now you can feel free to try and dump it. Maybe you can still get $20 out of it if you sell it in the next 48 hours before this information becomes widespread. But you know, definitely good news on this front. Hopefully we get more announcements as far as other cards that are in this set. Spending another Stardust reprint, I think it's ultra rare. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, Stardust ultra rare, even out of Duelist Genesis, I don't really think cost that much. It would have been nice if they would have went like Ghost Rare or something like that. But either way, you know, I gave my Stardusts and my Goyo away for the grand giveaway, so it actually will be nice to be able to pick up 2 copies of these cards for a fairly cheap price. Thank you guys for watching. As always, let me know what you guys think.